Hey everyone, welcome back to Mosh Shinobi. So joining me today are Neverlight Horizon from Belgium. Really sick death metal. Highly recommend them. How is it going this evening, guys?
Good evening. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. I apologize in advance if I forget who's who as the show progresses, so I'll do my best to remember. So there's the disclaimer. But for those just tuning in, could you all please introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band?
Okay, Xavier, come on.
Xavier, the rhythmic, and some technical stuff.
The great technician of the band.
That's it.
Okay, so I'm sorry,
He's forgotten what he does.
he forgot what he does. He sometimes comes this. There's no, he's Julien, the drummer, who is not very good in English, so apologies, but very good drummer, much better than his English. Yes.
Yeah, all good.
Yep, I'm Aubrey. I'm the lead and only singer, so that's my job.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm Simon. Nice to meet you. I play bass guitar in the band. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey. I'm Laurent, guitar player.
Nice. Pleased to meet you all. That's all good stuff. What I immediately noticed with the album before I ask you about the themes and concepts, but just as a listener, what I really enjoyed, guys, it's very catchy. It instantly grabs you. There's the vocals, I feel, are really furious. They complement the music, which I feel is direct. You know, I feel instantly drawn, like you've taken hold of me, and you just smashing me straight with barrels of mosh. You've got the riffage, you've got some beautiful breakdowns, some mosh parts. There's certainly some of the tracks lean towards more brutal death. Some have got the nice tempo change. So I'm quite new to the band. This is the first time, I've heard you. So I'm just wondering, have you always played music with a really direct, heavy mosh intensity to grab hold of people's ears and obliterate them?
Yes, we've not really been into very melodic and very. Yes, we've always been straight to the point, and the more direct, the better, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I like. I remember sending an email to you, Simon, about that when I first heard your music. That's what immediately grabbed me was how direct it was, and someone that likes the heavier side of metal and hardcore as well. I just thought, man, this is awesome. I felt like I instantly wanted to get into the pit and run round and fall on the floor. Absolutely fantastic.
We want you to run straight into the pit and do some damage, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's awesome. I feel you've just got that good combination of brutal death, classic death metal, mixed with even some hardcore breakdowns, which I can hear. And I thought, man, this is just such sick stuff. I love it. Jumping straight into the title of the EP, Wallonia in English. I thought this was interesting because you've all chosen to record music about something different, the particular region where you are from, which is to do with old, scary legends. So outside of, the brutal mosh music, is that something you've always been interested in? Monsters, legends, mysterious creatures and things like that?
We've been pretty attached to the region we're coming from, and because of our parents or relatives, etc., we've always been drawn into that's kind of legend, that's kind of culture, in fact. And yes, we took the decision to not talk about death, demons, and blood once in a while and make an EP about the things we've heard since we were children, in fact.
Yeah, it's something different to write about, and you can still make like really sick heavy music about those other concepts as well. I being a colossal nerd, I found that really interesting. Your opener, which is incredibly direct, classic death metal, very furious, vocally really flows with the music. And from what I was reading, the one with the hooks, it says it's about an evil creature that has hooks instead of his hands,
Yep.
living deep in the river. And his purpose was to hook lost wanderers and take them back to the river so he could kill them and eat their souls. Um, that in itself is a good concept, even just for a horror movie or a graphic novel, or even one of those survival horror games where you've got to stay away from this creature or that region. So, um, was that one of the, I guess, local legends that always stood out to you?
It was at the very beginning a local legend to prevent children
Hmm.
play too close to the river so they could
Right.
really got cursed by the one with the hooks. Yes,
Yeah.
at the very beginning it was a legend for the kids, and we made it a little bit more horrific and turned it into a death metal song. And I
Yeah.
guess it worked pretty well. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you've got any plans to do anything like this, but just that image I'm getting in my mind of the creature, having hooks for hands, wouldn't that make a good T-shirt for the band? That would be pretty sick.
Why not?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Why not? That's
Why
a
not?
good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally hook them in, pun intended. Well, you're going to listen to it. Yeah. So when you recorded the music for that opener and the track, did you all want to hit people hard and direct? Because I feel this song does this really. I'm going to emphasize the hook in the title. Really hook them into your music and keep the listener on that journey.
Let's say we wanted how to say that. We didn't wanted a too leashed sound. We wanted a production as rough and brutal
Mm.
as possible with a very fat and round sound. And I guess it's wrong. It worked, sorry, because you got the reaction we were expecting,
Yeah. Oh, totally. Honestly, guys, if I was still doing my former radio shows, I would have been going hyper on there, shouting at people to listen to this, and it would be absolutely perfect. I used to do death metal, hardcore, and grindcore shows, and it's exactly what I would have played. So I'm just wondering, when you were making music surrounding these horror tales from your local area, do you is it still the same approach with how you play the instruments and do the vocals? Do you think, right, we want to really, if you like, increase the intensity and level to get that scariness across to people about the monster?
In fact, not really, because honestly, most of the songs were written before we chose the lyrical theme of the EP.
Yeah.
We've been thinking about it a lot, like what should we write? Should it give it a theme or not? And then Aubrey came up with the idea to make it about the Wallonia legends. So we just wrote the lyrics and placed it according to the music that was written a few months earlier, in fact. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's great stuff. Moving on to the next one. This one, Belém. It's a particular favorite of mine from the EP, and the reason being is I feel it's the perfect follow-on to your opening track because it has a lot of windmill mosh parts where you can certainly swing your head around, and I thought, man, I could just get down in the pit after I've been running around in a circle and literally headbang like crazy. I thought that's what I really enjoyed about it. And it's interesting reading about the song. It says Belém, he was an old shepherd and sorcerer, was actually pretty nice with people as long as they were respectful to him. And he used to put spells on people who laughed at him. So people would die of disease, hunger. It says he looked like an old man walking with a cane. The legend also says that he could make red wine flow out of his cane, and he could have a drink with respectful and kind people, which is pretty nice, I admit. I thought it was quite funny. So if you're nice with this guy, it kind of would be a free source of alcohol, really. You'd never have to pay for it again. It's like,
Yeah,
hey man, I'm coming round.
a good buddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, is this another tale that you've all heard growing up from your family?
Yeah, maybe Lauren can give some more
What?
information.
I didn't
Oh,
understand the question.
how did you get to
It,
know about Belém?
I don't even remember. I don't think it was from my parents. I've heard about him later, but I don't know where. But I remembered it, so I go to on the internet to have more information about him, and so I found some site who was were describing him. So I was inspired by this, and with Aubrey we wrote together the lyrics about him.
yeah,
We haven't found the cane with the flowing wine yet. So if you have a nice plan, please let us know because we will be interested.
yeah, yeah. I think that will be in high demand. A lot of people will be after that sauce for sure. Even from here, if they get to know about it, it'll be a lot of trips planned to Belgium for sure. Um, One thing I always like to ask bands as well, just before we talk about the other songs on the EP, is the artwork, and I really like it because it's got that dark fantasy mixed with dark horror. Um, I love the landscape, the lettering. I'm just curious, who did the artwork for you, and did they have freedom to do their own idea based on your music?
The good question.
Very good question. How to give an honest answer to that? Okay, so you see me coming. I know that. No, honestly, we were looking for something that looks similar to the region we are living in. So yeah, kind of gloomy forests, something
Mm,
scary, some hills, a river, something scary but not too much. And we were looking for that kind of picture. So we've been in touch with a couple artists, but it didn't end up very well. I don't know why. And then we found a website that was in fact creating custom artworks, sorry, based on AI plus a human work
yeah,
to make it the way we want. So we basically found it pretty the way you're seeing it.
yeah,
So yeah, that's kind of the story. It really reminded us the southern region of Belgium where our drummer used to live. So yes, it was for us what could describe the EP the best, in fact.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's really eye catching. I really like it. Um, so the next one on the EP, Among the Caves. This is interesting because there's many regions around the world where they all reportedly have a gate to hell, and the song is about the story of a cave that was supposedly a gate to hell.
Yeah.
People reported witches performing the dark rituals around the cave entrance, and since then, this place is considered wicked and unsafe. And I thought that was interesting, as I mentioned, because there's many parts of the world where they say, "Well, look, this is a gate to hell." It seems like a common legend. Um, so I just wondered what attracted you all to, I guess, share that story.
Oh, it's your phone.
Sorry.
I've just put you on the phone. Sorry, I thought it was my phone then for a second. I was going to look at it.
No, I was hearing a horn. No, it was his phone.
It's a gate of hell opening.
No, the fact is, this is a real gate to hell compared to other countries. So,
Yeah,
no. That being said, this place is really close to our home finally, and yeah, the story by itself was interesting, and for us, it was very easy, to write lyrics and something catchy about it. Yeah, just the theme was familiar to us, and we decided, what, this legend sounds good, so let's go for it. there was not that much reflection before going through that.
Mm. It's musically, it's a nice mix of brutal death. It has the mosh parts, and I also noted it's got a good tempo change as well. You know, in the speed, which was good. Um, that would be another one I'd enjoy headbanging to for sure. Is doing a windmill too. Beautiful, beautiful song. Um, so we're coming to the last track in the EP, and I will obviously ask you about your past music as well. Um, so the last one, which is Mist and Darkness, says this one is about an evil spirit that could appear in the shape of an old man, or as a dog, or as a very thick mist, and its purpose was to get people lost, get them distracted, so they would eventually lose their way, get close to the river, and be taken by the one with the hooks. So this this is obviously the buddy, the friend of the one with the hooks, like a wrestling tag team, if you like.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a big
getting
family.
people in. Yeah, yeah. Not a duo you certainly want to meet. So, um, it's Mist and Darkness. I feel is a good title because there's something about the unknown in the mist, in the darkness, in the fog. It's why those horror sci-fi movies in space where there's just huge darkness and you don't know what's out there. And I think as human beings, that mystery and that fear of the unknown of what could be there is, if I look long enough into the dark, is something going to look back at me, and it's the perfect match for a death metal song. So was that the reason why you chose this legend and the title?
How to explain the fact that it was linked to the one with the hooks was
Yeah.
in fact really interesting. The mist thing is something we are really used to because there is a lot of mist in our region because we are surrounded by rivers and just and some woods, yeah. And I can't count how many times I've been driving in the fucking mist and I couldn't see shit 2 meters in front of me, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I've got to deal with it because yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But yes, and you wanted to say something?
No.
No.
That was a good answer.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So, I'm curious. What have the reviews been like so far to the EP? Have people commented on the aspects that I noticed, that it's very catchy, has a lot of good mosh parts, and it just feels like it's calling for you to run into the pit and start going crazy?
Vas-y, oui.
Je sais pas ça d'avoir compris non plus. Par rapport au Mosh Part.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais.
Savoir Roger Jordan.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais.
Yeah, that's
ouais.
what we expect. Of course, Mosh Part is always the pinnacle of when you play of the show. You know, when we see people moshing, you can say to yourself, okay, you've done the job. So because everybody says just like that when you start your mosh, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. So if invite you to kick off everybody in the place, and that's what we
Yeah.
want. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be the way. I always thought for bands, it must be the worst feeling ever if people are just stood there with their arms folded. It must be really murdy, because you're wanting people to mosh. So if people are going crazy, that must be like, hey, yes, it's worked. Our music is reaching people. They enjoy it. We've done our job. I've been at shows like that where a band, to be honest, have sucked and people are just stood there. It's horrible for everybody involved. It really is. So I'm curious. What you mentioned with this EP, you wanted to write about something different. You particularly focused on the region where you were all from. So again, just to repeat, I'm new to the band. I haven't heard your early releases. Do you normally do the classic death metal, demons, horror, good versus evil, that kind of area?
No.
Before
Oh yes, je suis pas sûr de
Par
comprendre
rapport à l'écriture des textes sous l'album, est-ce qu'il s'est passé avant?
ce qu'on a fait dans les autres parties.
à propos de paroles.
Du
Ouais.
thème,
Ouais.
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 Yeah, but the we have a new approach in the lyrics, obviously because Aubrey arrived in the band recently, uh, and the previous singer had more themes about classical horror,
Yeah.
blood, apocalypse. uh,
Classical
And
stuff.
Classical metal
very
lyrics.
classical
Yeah, just
theme.
metal lyrics, yeah.
Teams, and so
With no,
Challenge our
with no
mountain.
reason, no goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the approach of
Challenge.
everything starts with it was like a joke because many years I've got the idea to the sentence fear, death, wallon, but it's a joke, you know, because when you
Yeah.
say it, fear des wallon in wallon because it's dialect,
The language.
Yeah.
it means proud to be wallon.
Right.
So it's like a joke. So fear, death, wallon.
Yeah.
It's like fear. It sounds like fear des wallons in wallon.
Walloon.
But when I approached this sentence in the band, because I was thinking about, I really wanted to make something with that sentence, and Laurent told me, hey, it's a good idea to write about the old legends from Korea. So
Hmm.
it's a mix of idea and it's a coincidence. So.
Hmm.
The right guys in the right place in the right times. It's just that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's
Yeah. Good chemistry.
that's how it
Um,
came out because just
yeah.
with intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
say we just didn't focus that much on the lyrics content before getting into this concept, you know. Before it was just, you know, cutting the head of people, a lot of blood, a lot of violence, and you've got the idea, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
The horror. Yeah.
yeah, the previous lyrics were very good, honestly, very adapted to the songs, but working on something different was something very refreshing for us, in fact.
It's nice to do something different every so often because, as you said, it keeps it fresh. I've talked with some other brutal death bands and slam bands who've based their albums or EPs on sci-fi horror, and they've said they do that. They might do one album will be horror, classic horror, and then the next album will be like a sci-fi direction, and then we'll go back to horror, and then maybe another one will go into urban fantasy. And they say they do it, it's just to keep it interesting. The music's still heavy, it's still intense, it's still as sick as always. It's just gives them something creatively different to do. So one thing, you know, I mentioned about hearing the mosh parts in your music as well, good windmilling parts, the breakdowns. I'm curious, where do you all draw your musical influences from? Because I can hear a little bit of hardcore as well. So I'm wondering if it's death metal, you know, slam and hardcore. Is that where you all draw your musical sounds from? Like the way you play?
If you want to talk about hardcore, deal with this one.
Hey.
This one, yeah.
But yeah, Neverlight Horizon came from the hardcore. We started in 1999 with the drummer
C'est pas une
Julien,
Delta, Auguste.
and the band was called at this time Born of Fire, and we were playing some hardcore. I don't know if you know the scene in late 90s in Belgium with bands like Length of Time, Archangel.
I can do, yeah.
Yeah, we were very in this kind of scene. So hardcore, new school hardcore, that was called at the time. And yeah, little by little, we came to more brutal things and
Yeah.
into death metal. But yeah, really, we were in hardcore before.
Yeah. I can hear it in the music. I noticed straight away, and I thought it's awesome. And it gave that bit of it added another layer onto the mosh. I thought that was awesome. It's like, and I hope this doesn't insult you all. you remind me a little of Dying Fetus as well. You know, who
Yeah,
use hardcore with death metal and grind.
it's a great influence for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Uh, so, um, do you all? I know you mentioned one of you does the writing. Do you all contribute to that process? Do you share ideas? You know, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great.
Everybody is
Everybody in the
have a
band
part in everything.
writes
So,
songs,
Nice.
and we share everything.
we test it, we adopt it.
Yeah. So the same with the music, you know, when you've got your riffs and the drums ready, you all do you all discuss that and say, look, yes, we're happy with this part of the song, we're going to keep this, we're going to use that, or we'll take this part out and maybe improve it here and there. Is that do you do that with the music as well?
Yeah, we usually do that. Yes,
It's a
Yeah.
long process.
it could be a very long
very,
process,
very
Long
and
Yeah.
process.
some songs you've heard are like Frankenstein because we've worked it a lot and placed it somewhere that no, it will go there. But yes, it sometimes takes a lot of time. But yeah, at the very beginning, at the very end, sorry, the result is pretty satisfying considering what it was
Yeah.
at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel now with and I'm sorry I've forgotten your name. I knew this would happen. But this is when I really wish I'd kept up my Francais studies. Oh, with
Which one?
which one?
Which one?
the
Which one are you talking to?
the vocalist here in the middle.
Aubry,
Um,
Aubry, Aubry. Yeah.
we, I feel your vocal style, as I said, is really direct. It's blends with the music, but the music it's still strong enough where you function like an instrument. You know, you get some bands where the vocals can be drowned out by the music. I don't feel that happens with you guys. It all it you've got a good partnership and you have a lot of intensity in your vocal style. So is that the way you've always performed your vocals, particularly from that hardcore background as well? Direct, furious, and angry, so people can because you can really hear it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't really because I used to sing in another band. I'm playing guitars and singing this in the
Yeah,
same time. So I used to learn vocals with a guitar in my hands. So this is the first time for me. I'm singing just singing, and
yeah,
as a frontman with nothing in my hands. So it was a bit not complicated, but
Challenging.
challenging for me and déstabilisé, comme on dit.
I don't have. Je sais pas.
I was a bit
Confused.
I was a bit confused
yeah,
in the beginning because
yeah,
I had nothing in my hands, so I really
And
have to learn how to sing
without guitar.
without guitar, and because without my guitar, I can change my position, with the
yeah,
microphone. So it was very very strange for me because I was completely lost at the beginning. But
yeah,
the way I'm putting my voice on the music is always like that. I don't like the vocals who always lead rhythm drums or the
yeah,
melody guitars. I really like surfing on the music
yeah,
and just hitting the hard times. Sometimes following maybe a little bit more the drums for the impact, but for the rest, I really like to be on the side of the music, like just to say the another instrument. So for, I, it's for me it's natural. I don't really when I place my lyrics, it just came like that. It's not.
yeah,
It's not. I don't really think about. I must be out of the rhythm. I must be out of the melodies, and this is the way I used
It's just
to.
natural for you.
Yeah, it's natural for me.
yeah,
I'm really. It's trying to say that But I like singers like David Coverdale or Ronnie James Dio, who always have their own part in the music,
Yeah,
Or for my favorite death metal band for me is Morbid Angel. So
yeah,
David doesn't do the same. He never really followed the rhythm or the drum or the melody of the guitars. He had his own way with with his voice, just like a bit like Niles too,
yeah, yeah, for
especially on
sure.
so Black Seed of Vengeance.
Yeah,
But I really like Immolation too. It's always a yeah, it's kind of way of thinking a bit different, more for me interesting, and who need who deserve his place rather than just I'm not a great fan of brutal, too brutal, just brutal or grindcore or something like that. I really I like the approach of something really ambient, and I think you can just feel it in the way
yeah.
I describe it. So it must be yeah. I just do it like just, I like it.
Yeah,
So
And we like it.
and they like it.
yeah,
So
yeah, that helps.
that's why I'm still here.
Yeah, well, that's great because it's like you have your own identity as a vocalist. It comes naturally.
Absolutely.
It's clear on the ear, but yeah, it's very angry. David Coverdale is from my region as well, so as a interesting one. Not that I know him personally. He's not, he's going to be, oh, hey, Gaz,
We don't have his number phone, so
yeah, yeah. I wish not like he's going to answer. Oh, yeah, can you help? Maybe. Um, No, but that's interesting to hear because I feel extreme metal vocals can sometimes, by people who maybe don't like extreme metal music, be not respected. They think it's easy, and it really isn't. You have to condition your voice, the projection, keeping your voice healthy and clear. It's very physical, like a workout as well, and even playing the instruments at the speed for brutal death metal as well, from drumming, guitars. So this is a question to all of you. I'll start with you, Uwe. How do you keep your vocals healthy and maintain them? Because it's quite physically demanding.
Beer. A lot
beer,
of beer.
um, it's just by the practice,
Yeah,
because when sometimes I denied the rehearsal for weeks and
Weeks. Let's talk about weeks.
for
Yeah.
weeks, and when I came back, yeah, just I feel that I didn't practice my voice. So especially when I really noticed that because when I have a break in the other way when I was singing and I restart sing, to sing it was it was fucking painful, really.
yeah.
Yeah, I even question myself if I maybe have a problem in my throat or something like that. But it was just a question of practice. That's all. It's a it's a muscle, your throat,
Yeah.
and it's just a muscle, so you need to be trained.
Is it like when you're doing martial arts training, muscle memory? The more you train, repetition, the more you practice the techniques, it comes more naturally to you.
You're right.
Attends, je suis pas sûr d'avoir bien compris la question.
Et c'est
Il
ça.
te demande si c'est comparable à la mémoire musculaire qu'on a quand on pratique des arts martiaux.
Yes, it's yeah, you can compare to it because it's strange because you know how you're supposed to do, but sometimes the voice didn't come out. But you know the techniques, you know the position, you know everything. You in your head it's clear, but sometimes okay I have to practice again. So this is time to. But when I'm really regular at the rehearsal, there is no problem. But
You just have to be regular. Practice.
but yeah, but we are talking about maybe no, when I denied a bit the rehearsal, I'm just it was a bit hard for me for the first songs. After it's okay, when I really start comment dire, to
Restart.
rework my voice
Restart,
to get it back again. I was talking about months and months without
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
It is why I really needed to work it not as the beginning, but I really like when you when you heal and you
Mm.
lost voice. It's like the same sensation. You know how to talk, you know how to speak, but the voice is broken. It's the same sensation. And but when I'm it's
This is
there,
the
there is
same.
some like muscular
This is the
memory,
same
Yeah.
like
but
martial art. You have to train again. You stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And you restart, and you have to
Yeah.
train
Yeah.
to get back to the level
yeah,
Yeah.
because oh yeah,
left.
you know that your voice
Yeah.
is still here. You just need to kick his fucking ass out and for your throat.
Yeah.
Okay, guy, it's time to work again. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange, but it's just you just need to practice. Just it's like
Yeah.
everything. You just need to
Yeah.
practice in sport, in music,
So
in sex too. Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like
making love's an art form.
drinking too. You need to practice too. You want to be a
Yeah.
good drink, you need to drink. So it's the
Yeah.
same with words. You want to be a good singer, just need to sing. So,
Yeah.
you
So
want
is
to
it
be
this is it the same guys with playing the instruments as well, just practice, repetition, and experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is unfortunately no other secret than practice and being
Yeah.
regular,
at the rehearsal.
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
key.
So the
But
band of yeah. Sorry if I cut you off there. Yeah.
no, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
So
Not enough time. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very true. So the band have been around since the late '90s, and I just wondered, how do you all feel death metal has changed since then? What do you like about some of the changes, and what don't you like?
I'm too young to answer this question.
Uh,
Mm.
Personally, I like the sound of the modern production of nowadays, uh, and I'm glad that's a certain revival of this metal, old school death metal,
HM2, yeah.
with bands like Skeletal Remains, Blood
Mm.
Incantation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
wow.
people, the public also,
Hmm?
the young people from the public that
Yes.
came from our gigs. They're news, they're new people. That's great.
Good passion. Mm.
But for me, the great difference between the modern and the old school death metal, that drop your phone, is that in the 90s of the early new millennium, and especially for the 90s and the 80s, you when you heard a band just by the sound of the voice, you knew which band it was. When you heard the Morbid Angel, you know it's Morbid Angel because of the sound, because of the voice, Candy Barkov, even Malevolent Creation, or the sound of from Sweden. You know, when you hear the Entomb, you know, okay, it's Entomb directly. But
Yeah.
now everybody have a good production with not necessarily a big studio, with good materials for recording, but everybody's not the same.
Mm.
Worst in metalcore. Well, for me, every voice, every guitar, every sound exactly the same. I can make the difference between something like cattle decapitation or also back in the same vein. So this is what I regret for the new wave. Okay, it's cool. It's just death metal, old school death metal is still here. It's still sounding, but with a new sound. But it's really the approach. It's clearly different. I don't feel like every band are searching for his own identity, his own sound. Everybody just want a good sound. Okay, everybody's got good sounds, but it's all the same.
They miss a soul.
Yeah, it's the entity, the identity of the band is the same identity for all the band. I feel, not. Yeah, just like I said, when you heard the sound of the guitar, you know that
Yeah.
this band. But no, it's always the same. It's always the same. Good sound, good production. It's okay, but yeah, without soul, without soul.
Y-
You listen one, you listen everything.
You've made a very good example there because, as you rightly said, the production and sound can be excellent, but some of those bands, or a lot in some cases, can sound like the famous band that inspired them with a different singer. And then you feel like, well, I may as well listen to the original band. So, with that said, and this must be a challenge for bands, how do you then maintain your own identity? How do you maintain your identity to stand out from the crowd so people then can't say, oh, well, these guys just sound like this band?
Question piège.
Bah oui, je s'y attendais.
Yeah, but we are not looking forward to sound like such band or not to sound like such band.
We just play the music we like since
Yeah.
many years, so we don't
think about that.
think about
Yeah.
it, right?
Just be honest about it and play what you like.
There's a lot of review of the new EP where it said it's good death metal, but there's a lack of originality. But we don't want to be original. We do death metals like we do 20 years ago, and we like it, and we will keep on to do it.
Thing is, what I like, and I've said this throughout our conversation, I like the fact that you've got the brutality, you've got the mash parts, it instantly grabs you, and that's what I like with death metal, and it does that. I think as long as you play what you enjoy and you're honest about it, and then hopefully people will then recognize what you are playing, respect what you're doing. You're also writing about different themes. You're not always staying in the same lyrical concepts. You change it up, so that's a good thing as well. I think, like you said, I mean, I had to ask the question because if I didn't, somebody would be, well, why didn't you ask them over there? But I think if you stress about it too much and think, oh, well, how am I going to stand out against all these like millions and millions of bands now? You just wouldn't play or make any music. You've just simply got to do it and let the music speak for itself. Yeah. So with that said, guys, do you have any shows coming up that you're going to play to promote the new EP?
We've got a couple shows coming, but because I'm not prepared, I don't remember the date, which is
2 of February. 2 of February in Liège. So with I don't remember the band, but I know that the date is the 3, but the band I don't remember. And we have 17th of July with the Great Rebellion. So
Rebellion from
Brazil. So
and Escarnium.
Escarnium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah,
it will be a great pleasure to play with Rebellion.
definitely.
They are, yeah.
So only 2 gigs planned for the moment, but we hope other will come.
Yeah, wonderful. And do you have any more merchandise to come? I know you've got the digital pack for the CD. Do you have any new shirts coming?
With the hook? Yes.
We have hooks.
Yeah, with the hook, that one definitely.
It's just the hooks, not under the shirt.
Yeah.
The hook and your name.
Thank
No,
you.
no. About the merchandising, what do we have? We still
Nothing. We have
No,
stickers.
no.
We have stickers. New stickers with the same
Show
logo,
him,
but the
show
new
him,
stickers.
show him.
So-
Go get the t-shirts and the stickers and the CDs and so on, please.
Vamos,
No,
vamos.
we still have every CD we produced since 2003, I guess. T-shirts. We got two kinds of t-shirts. We are about to make a third kind, I guess. What the hell is he doing?
It's okay. Don't worry about it. We've had cats and dogs jump on people on interviews before, so this is normal.
So this is
Oh, nice.
new
Hey.
stickers.
Oh,
Give me a
lovely.
number. Give me a
Yeah.
number.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll do, man. Definitely.
Give me a number.
Give me a number. Okay, then 6. We'll go for 6.
Perfect. You won. No, that's all. Yeah. Very nice.
Nice, man.
Stickers. Same logo, but new stickers.
Yeah.
It's new. It's
Hey. Like
Yeah,
it.
with the-
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Hey. All right, there we
So
go.
if you wanted to get it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's sick stuff for sure. So I know the EP's just come out, but again, I've got to ask this question because people would be, oh, you didn't ask them this if I don't. Have you started working on the next album or next EP yet, or is that some time off? Oh, you have. All right, cool.
Yeah,
And
we
not
got per songs,
Exactly two.
which is a couple,
Come-
in
come.
fact.
It's a couple. Two is a couple. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Which are ready yet. We are not sure if we are going for an album or an EP or an IPA. It's got to be discussed yet. But yes, we are working on it, and this is the next goal. No, the next goal is to promote WALXAZ, of course,
yeah,
and trying to get the best out of it. And then
A new T-shirt.
a new
That's
t-shirt
a goal.
and some merch.
That's
Yes.
some merch.
Thank you, Bad.
Yeah.
and, and then a new release, because yes, it's we are about to be on stage since 25 years. This year is on 25th birthday, so it's kind
nice.
of something to celebrate. So it's not the last one we just got released.
Yeah,
We are going to release something soon. Yeah.
nice.
Hey.
So, not to, I'm going to try and behave myself and not intentionally encourage you to drop any spoilers about the next release. But
Go on.
can you say, is it going in a different theme? Is it back to horror, or are you doing something different again?
good
About-
question.
Don't know yet.
About the theme of the album, I don't know yet because just like you said, we don't know if it will be an EP or LP. And I think that if it's a EP, maybe a new theme, maybe not if it's LP, because I just want to be credible in the lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't want to make LP with a team who could appear like spreading your butter in your
Yeah,
bread. You know, I want
Yeah,
something
yeah.
credible. So maybe for a complete album, I'm not sure it will be an album with a theme, and which theme I absolutely don't know. For sure, it will not be. There is no return with the old lyrics. Kill your dog, rape your mom, and blood. And no, I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit by
The classic
by that classic way. We will stay in something more. Maybe not in the death metal way. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Just like in my other band, the lyrics I used to write is more about madness, the danger of religions, all kind of religions, you know, more metaphysical. Something
like yeah, the mental and psychological. Yeah,
that's the only thing I could say. I don't know where we are going to for the lyrics, but
We have to discuss.
I have no idea, but I would like us to find something as inspiring as what we've done for WALXAZ, because we really found a subject we've all agreed on, and it was really fun to work on. And I would like to get the same feeling for the upcoming album
Mm.
or EP or whatever. So we've got to discuss about it, but yeah, I would like to get the same feeling for the next one, indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
We will have to fight for that, man.
Yeah. No. Well, keep me in the loop. I would, love to get you back on the show to talk about that when it's all, done and recorded and ready. It would be really interesting. I want to thank you all for telling us about your music, chatting to me as well, especially as I know it's quite late there. But it's really appreciated. I've enjoyed it. I think the EP is killer. It's just exactly what I want with death metal. Catches me, mosh worthy, awesome stuff. I just want to run around to it. It's really, really, really excellent. So whenever I get to the end of a show, I always like to give guests the opportunity to promote, shout out anything they want, not just to do with the band. I don't know if any of you play in other bands as well. So the floor is yours. Feel free to, do a shout, promote anything that you would like to.
Okay, just you got 2 minutes to talk about your other band.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Our band.
It's really my band.
Our band.
It's our band because Xavier is in the band
And me too.
and Simon
fact,
too.
Yes.
In fact, so it's
Some
it's
Wednesdays at least.
you were supposed to sing it, but you denied the
Invitation.
invitation. So it's a death metal band too, but
You know, maybe.
it's an old band too because the band exists since '97. But it's a little
It's
bit-
called Excavated.
older
So
than
we
Straight to the
Neverlight
point.
Horizon.
Excavated.
Excavated. That's the name.
Nice
And
name.
it's a special band because you only have one album in since '97.
It's a work in progress.
we are still playing. We have a show with Incantation this summer.
Ooh.
So we are a little back to business. We are almost finished to write the album. The new one is complete at 95%.
Let's say
something like that.
97. It's
97,
ambitious, for
97.
fuck's sake.
Thing is coming
Everything
soon.
is coming soon, yeah.
Coming soon.
But
yes.
it's not the same death metal as Neverlight. It's more in the way of morbid angel emulation with some touch of black metal sometimes,
Yeah.
or a bit more trashy,
More boring. You
more
Ah.
boring. Yeah, it's more ambient with a little bit more melodies, but it's not melodic death metal. Right? But it's more
atmospheric.
atmosphere. Not, it's
Wow.
different atmosphere. Yeah, it's still brutal, but we don't want to be a brutal death metal. We want to be an old school death metal with a very large view on all the metal in general. So
Yeah.
we are. Yes, it's death metal, but with everything we want to hear more in death metal. I
Yeah.
don't know how to explain it, but it's
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
listen to it.
You see.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Anybody else? Anybody want to shout or promote anything?
Oh, while we are at it, yes.
Mm.
I'm also in a black metal band, which is called Absolutus, and I really encourage you to have a listen to it. Yeah, it is pretty raw black metal earlier, and we just released a 5 tracks EP, which is called Entfremdung. If you speak Dutch, if you speak German, sorry, you will know what it means. I don't know the word in English. I'm sorry, but
It's okay. It's okay.
a kind of mix between raw metal with a bit of industrial metal. It's pretty nice, honestly. So yes, for those who like black metal with like in these vibes, just go and listen to it. Honestly,
Nice. And anybody else? And anything to shout or promote apart from beer? Imagine.
We don't really share beer,
No,
honestly.
no.
We keep
Well, guys, merci beaucoup for talking with me today. I've really enjoyed it. It's been hilarious. Really good music as well. I want to thank those who watched live and who watched back later. I do highly encourage you to go and check out Neverlight Horizon. You can see the link for Bandcamp going across the screen. If you like very high intensity mosh focused death metal, you will certainly enjoy these guys. So go check them out. Don't forget to support and subscribe to the channel. It is at Mosh Shinobi. Interviews with extreme metal and ninja samurai content and other random stuff as well. So again, thanks to the guys, Neverlight Horizon, and thanks to you for watching. And I shall see you all in the next episode. There is a bit of a delay, so when I hit end stream, it does look like I'm possessed by maybe the mist. You know, it's took hold of me, so I'll be like that as I wait for the stream to stop. It's kind of my disclaimer I have to do because some people get a bit weirded out. So this is when, oh man, I really wish I'd kept my Francais studies up. So there we go. We've just had a comment. Shout out to Joseph as well. And yeah, folks, so we'll hit end stream and I shall see you all on the next episode. And shout out again to all of you and thank you.